The first man's name was Kiki. He wore such little pants. His brother was the champion, but Kiki loved to dance. The second man was Choo Choo, a master of romance. He loved the damsel in distress, but not as much as dance. One day inside the station, in Amsterdam perchance, the men were dancing side by the man with the crooked glance. They turned to face each other. It was just happenstance that these two men would meet that day and do that fateful dance. Wow, you can really dance. Wow, you can really dance. He went. They said, we've both been dancing all this time. What a coincidence.
Oh, my nuts.
Good Steve and Tom's garden party!
I can only apologise. I think we got some interference. Did you see that?
Some strange, like YouTube kind of like wires crossed with like a Eurotrash channel. We don't really know what happened.
Very unreliable, the Charlie satellites.
We can only apologise.
I can only apologise for that. Yes. Anyway, we're here now. Fabulous. Here we are. Fun fact. Why are you looking at me like that?
What are you doing?
What? Doing what? I don't. What's he talking about, eh? Him. Oh, he's on it already. What
is that on your head?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you may have noticed. Yeah. I think a lot of people will be able to empathise with me right now. I tried to book the barbers before this because I knew how important it was. Couldn't fit me in for another 2 weeks. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Anyway, I know that we're all struggling with our lockdown hair, our lockdown locks.
Get
if you like.
your shiny scalp out.
That's the real me. Forget that nonsense. By the way, lockdown. Don't you think it sounds like a Scottish tourist destination? Puts a bit different spin on it, isn't it? I like to go to lockdown. I'd like to go to lockdown on my vacation this year. It's a fine place, is lockdown.
Well, we are here in the garden and we want to welcome you right now. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Feel free to join in.
Absolutely. You can join in on the live chat. So we'll be able to see if you send a little message or some abuse, because we know that we've got friends and family tuning in and people tuning in from all over the country, even all over the world. And so we thank you very much for coming tonight. The reason that we wanted to set this up, now Steve and I, we've been kind of living in like a co-family bubble over the last few weeks. So
very close, haven't we?
We have been very close.
Too close,
yes.
In some respects.
So as lockdown has eased and means that we can be just about a metre apart, which is kind of what we are right now, we wanted to do this garden party. And part of the reason for that was we wanted to have a laugh. We wanted to invite you into this garden so that we could all just have a real good laugh together, because it's been a tough few months.
Absolutely. And so what do we have in the show? Well, we've got loads of things planned. Like we said, we have your messages. Feel free to contribute at any time. We'll also be asking people to join in with our big debate later on, which is going to be about lockdown, or when have you ever been locked in, more precise, or trapped. We've got some cracking stories that I posted on Facebook earlier. People responded, and we'll have the best of them live on the show.
That's right. And we're also going to be inviting onto the show two great friends of mine, our celebrity stars who are coming to bring their show and tell. We've got Jeff and Zoe. You better know them as Emmerdale's Kane Dingle and Rona. They're going to be with us in about 30 minutes' time, so stay tuned for that.
And they'll also be playing a very special game that I've devised called Play Your Carrots Right. Carrots. It doesn't matter how often I try and say that. It's carrots right. It's a vegetable-based game because apparently Jeff is big on his veg.
We're going to delve into Jeff's veg patch.
And I shall show him my veg patch, which is just situated here.
We're going to compare brassicas.
Exactly. We shall brassica compare live on the show. We've also got a big challenge for ourselves at the end, haven't we, as well? At the very end of the show, we've got don't want to give too much, a bit of a 70s vibe, a bit of a 70s throwback to our big challenge at the end of the programme. So let's kick off, though, by talking about our highlights
Yes.
You were heckled by birds then. Did you hear that? I don't know.
If that's as bad as it gets, we're going to be doing
We'll
all
be
right.
all right. What's your highlights? I can just start by saying my highlight, obviously, was at the beginning of lockdown. I was on Britain's Got Talent. I don't know if you saw that. 10 million people watching on television. And only 4 months later, I'm in a garden
on a sofa next to me, playing to 8 people.
Yeah.
The mighty have fallen.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What about yourself, Tom? Highlights?
Well, the last time I did a gig, I think, was with you. We were playing to a care home. We were out on the front foyer playing to loads of people trapped inside, a real captive audience playing to a care home. So
we thought at the time, we actually thought, oh, it must be awful being a pensioner, because at the time they were told, you're going to stay in your houses for 3 months. And we thought, oh, aren't we lucky that we... And then within a week, we were all in the same position. But it was fantastic. And I tell you what, it was amazing. Some of the people, we only got to see them through the glaze. But it was brilliant. We had a guy who was an Olympic boxer.
Yeah.
An Olympic boxer was there. There was another guy, RAF pilot. Fabulous to meet them. And it was, I'd say, it was just as good as the Britain's Got Talent appearance.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, there you
Praise
go.
indeed.
Certainly as rewarding, Thomas. Certainly as rewarding.
But what we've done, it's been a tough few months. And whether you have been at home and trying to work from home whilst homeschooling the children are just over here out of shot. I've been doing a lot of homeschooling, and I've wanted to punch myself in the face on a regular basis.
Can I just say, we had Ofsted round last week. Ofsted came on. We're already in special measures.
Yeah.
It's been a terrible, terrible week for me.
Or maybe you've carried on working. Maybe you've worked for the NHS, and it's just been a crazy, crazy few months for everybody. But well, yeah.
Go get me a pan. Go get me a pan. It's not 8 o'clock, is it? We'll do that later. We'll do that after the show.
But one of the things that has kept us sane, particularly me and Steve, whilst we've been going through this lockdown period, has been some of the funny stuff that we've been able to see on social media. And we've got a couple of those highlights right now. One of the things that I have right here is a story that one of my mates posted on Instagram, which I'm just going to share with you. This is a story from a Brisbane couple right down there, down under. So
Wales.
This is a little bit of a...
Was that your Welsh?
Yeah.
Good, isn't it?
A little tip.
I never realised he was this versatile.
Listen, mate.
I knew he was an actor, and I knew he was musical as well.
I'm auditioning for Home and Away. Shut up.
Okay, cool.
Always wear underwear. I mean, that's a fair enough tip, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, we can all learn from that. But always wear underwear in public, especially when we sat wearing shorts live on YouTube.
I've got Joe Wicks thighs. I'm all right at the moment. Look at them, ripped.
Now, always wear underwear in public, especially when you're working under your vehicle. From the local paper comes this story of a Brisbane couple who drove their car to the shopping centre only to have their car break down in the car park. The man told his wife to carry on with the shopping while he fixed the car. The wife returned later to see a small group of people near the car. On closer inspection, she saw a pair of hairy legs protruding from under the chassis. Unfortunately, although the man was in shorts, his lack of underpants turned his private parts into glaring public ones. Unable to stand the embarrassment any longer, she dutifully stepped forward and quickly put her hand up his shorts and tucked everything back into place. On regaining her feet, she looked across the bonnet and found herself staring at her husband, who was standing by, idly watching. The RAC mechanic, however, had 3 stitches in his forehead.
Absolutely brilliant. Oh, you know the funniest thing I see on the internet this week?
Yeah.
There's a story, and it's not so much the story, it's my thinking behind the story. I get weird thoughts, Tom. I get very...
I know it well.
This is genuine. This wasn't planned, but I was just talking to you now. It's brought it back into my mind. I generally woke up this morning with this in my head. This is how much this lockdown has affected me, right? I just started to think, Advent candles?
Yes.
The candles you get at Advent?
Yes.
Right? I just
Secrets
wondered,
in the name.
Right, yeah. I just had this thought, and I don't know why, but I thought, if a factory that makes Advent candles burnt down, would it take 24 days to burn to the ground? I genuinely woke up wondering about that. But one of the other things I saw on the internet this week is about this scientist who's done some research into penguins. And apparently, kids, this is a great fact for you.
Yeah.
Amaze your friends with this at home. Penguins can fire out their poos a distance of 4 feet.
4 feet.
Like a veritable little, I don't know. It's not the Arctic, is it? Antarctic. Antarctic weapons. Yeah. That's what they are. You can you can the penguin, like you could use self-defense. 4 feet. But that's not what I want to highlight here. What I want to highlight is the fact that someone has done research in the last 4 months into that, and now laboratories throughout the world have all been doing the thought processes on COVID-19 and finding there'll be some. All I can assume is there's some laboratory, probably in Oxford, somewhere, you know, educational like that, where there's this group of scientists have been in and going, "What are you working on, John? What are you working?" "Oh, mate, yeah, I'm on the COVID-19. Go and try and find a cure. Don't you worry about it." "Janice, what are you doing?" "Oh, mate, yeah, I'm on the COVID-19. I'm going to find an antidote to that. I'll tell you now." "Tony, what are you doing?" "You what?" "Tony, what are you doing?" "Me, I'm working out how fast a penguin can poo." Unbelievable. All I'm saying is there are scientists still wasting your time at this critical point.
Now, I've got a little video which is just going to pop onto your screens right now, which is one of the massive highlights that's happened over the last 3 to 4 months of lockdown. This one's just for you to see. Oh, party on! Liverpool are champions. No, that was just a little sneaky gag because we've got a Man United fan here and Jeff's ringing on soon and he's a Man City fan. So it's just sweet victory that we're finally champions once again.
You know what? I don't mind. Once every 30 years. I don't mind. And here's to the next 30 when I'll be... Oh, God, look, let's move on.
Now, one of the other videos that we saw online, you might have seen this. I posted it on my social media. But obviously, I said before that we've been doing a lot of homeschooling. Been trying to kind of learn how to do maths again to help your children do maths and doing physics experiments with toilet rolls and flipping headphones going down the toilet tube. It's been like,
hang on,
if only, oh mate, I can't even
headphones down the toilet tube.
I can't even get into it. It's just been doing my absolute nutting. But if only learning was as easy as this. Look at this little boy. Up the page. And just trying to put all of that stuff into his brain.
Generally, you have a script. Imagine if it was just that simple and we just put it in like that. If it was, it wouldn't be as chaotic as it already. We've got other clips here. This is another one. This is a nice one.
This is time well spent.
Look, he basically decided, I'm bored. I've got a treadmill.
Like what a drop and dump.
I can toboggan on it. Tobogganing? Is it technically toboggan? What is it?
That is laundry basket riding. Now we're all striving for that 7 miles an hour.
Look at that. Look at that. Whoa! Nice. Cricket goes on the 9th one.
What has been your lockdown experience? Have you just been struggling on at little 1 mile an hour? Have you been flying by the seat of your pants at 9 miles an hour? We've all been striving for that little 7 mile an hour, just riding it hard.
Just to put that in perspective, that's twice the speed of a barge. Sorry, I've been on barge holidays. They got 4 miles an hour. There you go. This is educational as well. That's the most important. Remember the penguin poo, kids?
Now, we've got one video that we need to share with you right now, which has been... It's caused public outrage.
I can't watch it again.
You know, I mean, there's many people who are watching tonight who are British, and we can only apologise for this fake news that's about to come out of the mouth of this American lady who decided to show her followers how to make British tea.
Hey guys, so I got a lot of questions after my last video and everyone wanted to see me make hot tea or British tea. So today we are going to make tea. So fill our mug with water, put it in the microwave, set it for a minute, pour the milk in, drop your tea bag in, add the sugar, give it a little stir, and that's how you make hot tea.
Just look at the state of it. Look at the state of it. How much milk did she put in? She barely even showed the flipping tea bag. Look at it.
The worst bit, I think, is the beginning. Just the fact that she put the water in a microwave. She hasn't even got a kettle. She hasn't even got a kettle.
Apparently, she lives in England.
Apparently so. I put up with a lot this lockdown, and I think I'm with a lot of people on this. That video pushed a lot of people over the edge. Never mind Dominic Cummings going up to Barnard
It's a good
Castle.
job we were in lockdown, Steve.
Oh,
because we would have been stood outside her house picketing.
Well, I thought instead we'll get our own back.
Right.
So I thought, what's typically American that we can reproduce in a similar chaotic way? And so the classic American dish is, of course, a burger. So I have all the ingredients here. I've got all the ingredients for a burger, and I will basically...
So like our own little infomercial, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you are not familiar with a burger, if you're not familiar with the American delicacy, that is the burger or the cheeseburger, we're just going to walk you step by step now through how to make an American burger.
Hiya, I'm Steve, and I'm going to show you how to make a real American burger. First of all, you need to take your burger. Now, a burger, for those who don't know, are beef patties. Here are two that I have prepared earlier by putting raw meat in a microwave and sandwiching it together. It doesn't matter how long you put it in a microwave for, 10, 20, even 30 minutes. They will come out quite solid, like these two. So, with your two burgers, you then need the burger filling, which is a slice of bread like this. And then simply place one burger on top of the bread and the other burger on the outside, and then peel off the excess that is not required. There we go. It's looking good, Steve, I hear you cry. But it's not finished, because I want to make a cheeseburger. How do I make a cheeseburger, Tom, did you say?
You're going to need some cheese, Steve.
I'm going to need some cheese. And
where are you going to put that cheese?
In America, we have cheese slices. Now, I'm using, I don't like to say that, cheese slices. I like saying it like that. Here is a cheese slice. Now, the cheese slices, I'm using classic American cheddar. And simply with the cheese slices, just stick them to your forehead like that. That's all you have to do. Even to your face. It doesn't really matter where you stick the cheese, as long as it doesn't interfere with the quality product you're already producing. What's that, Tom? You like some cheese stick on your face? No problem, sir. There we go.
Oh, thanks, man.
That's the beauty of America. They love to get their friends involved. Beautiful. Now we're looking something like... Sorry, I'm going to put another one on there now.
There's something else, Steve. It's still looking a little bit dry.
Aye, he's right. I'm going to get myself some ketchup. But what do you do with ketchup, Steve? It's dead simple.
What about some mustard, Steve?
I like some mustard. And then you simply bite into your nourishing burger.
And that?
Delicious! And that is how you make an American burger.
Hey! Now, Steve, you go and clean yourself up, mate. Go and throw up into a bin after all that. All that ketchup and mustard, it's literally all over the floor down here. Now, we are obviously just going to be here for about an hour or so tonight just to bring a smile to your face. But one of the things that we also wanted to do with this show tonight is to raise money for charity. Now, charities have been hit the hardest, really, as many of you will know, as donations have plummeted and they've struggled to be able to kind of keep on staff and keep operations going. So what we want to do tonight, if we manage to raise a smile on your face, if we get a little bit of a laugh or a giggle out of you, will you donate to this incredible charity that we're going to introduce to you now? He's a great friend of mine. His name is Ben Cooley, and he runs Hope for Justice. And he's going to tell you a little bit right now about the amazing work that they do here in the UK and across the world.
Hi, my name's Ben Cooley. I'm chief executive of a charity called Hope for Justice, an anti-slavery organization based in 32 locations, 10 countries. We helped over 102,000 children last year in our programs. We're so grateful to have Tom as one of our supporters and champions. And he's asked me to just do a quick video in between this wonderful show that you are getting. And I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for supporting us. I know that he's going to ask you right now if you wanted to donate to Hope for Justice. And I wanted you to know that we're so grateful. It's moments like this that make a massive difference to people's lives. You might have seen that we broke down the largest gang in British history, over 400 victims held in slavery here in the UK, but now are walking free. And not only that, the perpetrators are held accountable via prosecution. Like you decided to do something and help support Hope for Justice. You sent us to bring freedom, hope, and dignity to victims here in the UK and across the world. You know, many people that watch me talk about the issue of modern day slavery feel like, oh, well, I don't know, I can only give £10. I can only give £100. I can't give a much. It doesn't feel like that will make a massive difference to the issue of modern slavery with 40 million people across the world held in slavery. Really, can my bit make a difference? Well, I wanted to tell you right now that no one raindrop ever felt responsible for the flood. Have you ever thought about that? That actually it's when we all do our little that we actually send out that flood, that tsunami of hope. I don't know if you believe what I believe, but I believe that freedom is worth the fight and justice is non-negotiable. I want you to join with me and Tom today, and maybe we could actually bring freedom to victims of modern day slavery because of a night like this, because of a moment like this, because a raindrop joined with another raindrop, we could send that flood, that tsunami of hope. I want to encourage you right now, if you could give to end modern slavery, I think that would be an extraordinary thing to do with your life. Thank you so much for believing in us, Tom. I hope you enjoyed this show, and here's to living in a world free from slavery.
People think it's a difficult time for entertainers, and it is difficult, but there is an audience out there somewhere. That's what I always say, there is an audience out there somewhere. It's just a matter of finding them.
What a shot. Beautiful.
Is that yours? Wilson, number 4? Hey, where you come from? Hey, where are you from? Where are you from? What do you do for a living? No, never mind that. Have you seen the movie, Constipation? No. Well, it hasn't come out yet. Do you get it? No, I've got more. Poor fella. Imagine being him. It's a difficult time for all us entertainers. Tom, how are you coping?
What? How's work, do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest, mate. It's pretty non-existent right now.
Absolutely. But not for yourself. You've helped out. You've done your charitable bit, haven't you?
Well, you know, there was the NHS responders, and then you just find ways, don't you, to actually like help out in the community, because you've got to keep busy. Like I said, I've got to get out of the house because I'm having to homeschool the children. So I just had to do anything that I could to just go out there and just feel like I was making a difference.
Yeah, and do you find that your past experience as an actor, as a West End star, do you find that's influenced?
Why did you laugh at that?
I didn't know. I'm laughing in admiration. That's an admirable laugh. Oh, gosh, you got it all. It's my jealous laugh, Tom. It's my, oh, if only I could sing like this man. Tom.
Yes.
Have you found that your acting life and your musical stardom life has affected your charitable work in any way?
No, not really. No. that guy on his bike did not have a flipping clue what was going on, and he pulled into the side and stalled his engine, and he was there for 25 minutes trying to get going again.
I felt so bad. It was very funny though. It was very funny. Now then, on Facebook this week, we've been asking for this show to people to give us their stories of being when they've been locked down in a previous life, not a previous life, but a previous life.
Other times that they've been trapped.
Previous times they've been locked down, yeah, or trapped. We've had some great stories on this. I'm just going to try and find just a couple for you. Like I said, loads of people messaged me on Facebook, and what we're going to do, we're going to get a couple of them live on the show to the account, give their accounts in a very short while. In the meantime, let me just give you some of the ones. I'll read a few of these out because they are absolute belters. I particularly like this one from Colin Davis. He says, when working for an all-you-can-eat place on Waterloo Road in Blackpool, I had to go and pick up an order of about 600 tins of beans from Quick Save around the corner. We had them in one of those tall cage trolleys, you know, the sort of thing, right? They had a big cage trolley that stands about 6 feet tall. Between an uneven pavement and a windy day, the trolley toppled over and I became trapped under a hill of beans, still in the cans, right? I couldn't move, could hardly breathe. It took 4 people to lift it off me. Luckily, I was unhurt, so it wasn't newsworthy. Could you imagine the headline? It would have been a great one to write a headline for, though, wouldn't it? Absolute belter. And then there's also people talking. Sam Coates, so once in a pantomime, me and Hannah, the bassist, and David, the drummer, were trapped in an orchestra pit because we had to continue playing the show, even though the air we were breathing was toxic and probably quite dangerous. A lethal smell, like all the air in the pit, had somehow been completely replaced with cheap aftershave. I can't possibly think who was responsible for that kind
No
of
idea. No
I
idea.
do not condone
Who might have been spraying such stuff?
Now then, we do have someone to join us now because their story seemed just that little bit more exceptional than all the others. So we'd like to welcome into our garden party, Meryl Bruin.
Come and join us, Meryl. Can you hear us?
I can.
Hooray! Atmosphere!
Fabulous!
Welcome to the party!
Look at that sparkly kitchen. You didn't have to clean your kitchen and go to all that effort. Look at that. It's beautiful. It looks like it's your kitchen is that immaculate. It looks like it's actually been green screened from someone else. That's fabulous. So, Meryl, tell us your story about being trapped, because this is a belter.
Well, my story is a bit silly. This happened round about Christmas time. So a few years ago now, I was shopping, just coming up to Christmas time for a few last minute bits, and I popped into TK Maxx, which you might know is famous for its random items that you can get in there. I can't find two of anything in there, apart from maybe shoes. So I went to go and look in the shoe section, and there's one pair of huge trainers, some tiny boots, a few sandals. Nothing really seems to go together. Didn't really know if I fancied anything. It was just mooching, really, just browsing. And there was a lady that was trying a pair of boots on. I saw her try this pair of 3/4 length high heel boots, crocodile skin, zip up. They looked really nice. She tried them on, and I noticed her struggling with the zip. She managed to get the zip off, take them off, and she said, turns around to me and says, oh, don't try those on because they're really stiff. Lucky I didn't get stuck. And of course, then you're compelled, aren't you? Perhaps I've just got a touch of Tourette's, I don't know. But found myself being drawn to the boots. Suddenly they're tantalising. So slip off my trainers, put the boot on, put the left boot on, pull the zip up, feels really stiff, pull it all the way up, it's stuck. So I think, well, it'll probably loosen up in a minute. I'll just try it out anyway. So I'll do the look in the mirror, have a look at my foot. I've got one trainer on, one boot on. And then I think, right, better take it off. It feels a bit tight now. Go to take it off, and the zipper comes off in my hand. So now I've got a zipped up boot, 3/4 length boots on one foot, a trainer on the
3/4 length. How far up your leg is that?
Yeah.
I'm imagining it goes all the way up here.
I've never seen kinky boots like that on sale in TK.
It's like a crocodile leg.
Unbelievable. How I admire you even more now I know that you look for that kind of boot, to be fair.
You're back in panto there.
I know.
Now, to some of us, to the uninitiated, 3/4 boots means halfway up your calf.
All right. Okay.
Halfway up the calf was where the boot was stuck. Anyway, I tried to get the thing off, but could not get it off. So by then, you know that people have started to notice, and you've got a few people nudging each other. Look, she's got something stuck in the boot. I'm on my own. So I gather my bags up, and I hobble with my other shoe and the other boot to the checkout area, and it's packed. All the tills are busy. There's lines of people at the tills, and I'm waiting for a gap. I think I'm not going to queue up with one boot on and the other in my hand. So then they usher me over. Somebody memos me over. Go over this way, and there's like a booth that is for returning items. So I stand in the queue at this booth, and I'm having to queue with people returning aftershave or whatever, and I finally get there, and I know by now it's spread across the checkout lines. People are saying, "Look at her, she's in the boot." And I'm a teacher, and I taught locally to this area, so by then I've seen a couple of parents who are out Christmas shopping. What are you doing in here, Mrs. Boone? Are you shopping? Yeah, and I've got to say, actually, I've got my foot stuck in a boot. So I end up sitting down by the lady on the guest relations desk says, "Just take a seat there," pulls a chair out for me. I'm sitting down now with my foot in a boot, sticking out, and then I hear her go on the tannoy, and you hear dee 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 dee. "Gary, maintenance, can you come to check out? Customer with an issue." So Gary from maintenance is called, and then I know as well, all the people in the lines at the checkout are all saying, "Maintenance guy's going to get out of the boot." So sure enough, Gary rocks up with a pair of pliers, and by now it's
pliers.
He's got people. Well, here he comes. He's going to get her out of the boot. So Gary from maintenance pliers me out with the boots. That's it.
I can't believe you just didn't. I would have just bought the other boot, put it on, wedged that on. I would to save all the embarrassment. I would have just worn the other boot and gone home, paid for them. I just can't believe that. It shows what kind of person you are, though, Meryl. Fabulous. Listen, that's been brilliant. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy.
Great story.
Okay, bye.
I was trying in the middle of that to get in touch with Tam Ryan, who's going to be messaging us. We may be able to get him on it because he's got an absolute belter. We may be saving it for a little bit later on.
Well, have you got the story?
Because
you had it, didn't you?
Here. Have we got Tam on? Have we managed to get hold of Tam?
No. Why don't you read it out? Why don't you read it out?
Should I read the story out?
Yeah, go on. Go for it.
Let's go to an advert. We'll come to Tam's story after this brief interlude. On his bike. No, it's turned off. No, it's gone. It's gone. Missed him. Shame that one. I'll come back round. These things come in cycles. Oh, I could have told him that one. Never really understand. Oh, here we are. Right, he will love this one. Here's one for. No, the light's on green. I better go. Sorry. Next time. We'll have a laugh, me and you, next time. Hey, here's one for you. How do you make an octopus laugh? With tentacles. Are you having that? Poor fella. Imagine being him. Poor fella.
Stuck in a bin.
Now then, it's time for...
Celebrity show and tell.
Celebrity show and tell.
You are having a giraffe.
I do believe. Just to explain what the idea behind this was, we thought we need to get a celebrity on the show, just to give it a bit of gravitas, really,
because surely that's going to be more exciting than people tuning in just to see us.
And the theory I had was, it's always more interesting. I always used to find school more interesting when someone did a show and tell.
Yeah.
Where they brought in something. I mean, if you had to show and tell something from your house, what would you show and tell, Tom?
I can't even think. What now?
Yeah. See, probably one of my awards. But I don't know. What would you show and tell, Tom?
What awards?
You've got awards.
I've got like one award, like that's gathering dust up in the loft.
Yeah.
Like from the Irish Television Awards. I probably wouldn't take that.
The Irish Television Award. What did you win from the Irish Television Award?
I won like best soap actor. And I was sat next to the producer when I won this award, and he nearly fell off his seat. He was that shocked that I'd won. I was like, thanks for the vote of confidence, mate.
Oh, they can get this in Ireland, can't they? They can get this in Ireland, can't they? They can get it. I hope so. I hope they can. Anyway, I hope they can. Do you know what? I'll tell you what. We don't seem to have Jeff just yet. So what we'll do, should I read Tam's out? So because we were trying to get hold of Tam there, and I'll just find it on here because it's just absolutely unbelievable. This is Tam's lockdown story. Here it is. Stuck in a very small lift for 35 minutes in the lift of a budget Montenegrin hotel with 3 other men. This is a story in itself. It's a short story. It's a film, this is. After a few minutes, it emerged 2 were Serbian and the other was Bosnian. They started talking cordially, but gradually I sensed the mood was changing and things were becoming a bit uncomfortable. It shortly developed into raised voices and a full-blown argument in a language I couldn't speak or understand. I remember raising my arms in surrender and proclaiming, "I was an Englishman, I don't understand." No to ask. After a further 5 minutes, with the argument now in full flow, I'd convinced myself it was clearly about the Balkan War, that the Serbs were likely armed with knives, probably concealed in their socks. I felt like a really ill-equipped Kofi Annan. That's a great line. I became nervous and broke wind several times. At which point, Serbia and Bosnia stopped fighting, looked at me and began smiling, then sniggering. My lift associates then seemed to make friends, or at least be less likely to murder each other. To this day, I recall the terror I was feeling in my stomach, which manifested in uncontrollable farting, which itself seemed unwittingly diffuse an argument in a really confined space. In the dinner party telling of this story, I am the hero who healed the Balkan Rift. David Hasselhoff once told me, a good little name drop there for it, right, and still believes he pretty much single-handedly ended the Cold War. I believe I now belong in this company. I still think about this incident most weeks. Thank you, Tam, and sorry we didn't get you on live. Just
it had to be. That's fabulous.
Mainly the fact I didn't send the right link.
Any lift story has to include like a fart joke, doesn't it?
Absolutely. One of the classics, isn't it?
I don't think I have ever, obviously, don't fart anyway, much. But I don't think I've ever farted and it's caused a peaceful resolution in the house.
No, and it should. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I think it shows. My wife usually gets quite irate when I do. And
Thank you,
Tom.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, she never does
If anything, I think that's probably a relief to you because the way it smells,
that's how she should
it's
react,
obviously been doing backflips in your stomach.
That's exactly how she should react. She should react in that way. It should be like, look.
We're going downhill fast. Quick.
I love you
Let's
so
go.
much.
Let's move on. We've got.
Take this as a love gift to you.
We've got our celebrity guests. They are joining us right now, so please give it up, the garden party crowd, for Jeff Hordley and Zoe Henry. Whoa!
She's not here. She's here now. She's coming. Look,
Sorry, hi.
Oh,
Sorry.
Fabulous.
How are you doing?
all right.
Oh, good.
Oh,
We've literally just finished our big roast dinner. We're here.
Well, we have actually got photographic evidence of how magnificent that roast dinner was. Yeah, we have.
Right.
Have you got that, Jim? He's just
Let's
going
have
to
a
try
look.
and fire it up so everybody can be jealous.
Talk us through your dinner.
Yeah,
Jeff.
come on.
Talk us through
Oh,
this.
there it is.
Look at that. That's a proper.
that.
Well, here we go. Well, Zoe, you can talk.
Okay, so pretty much everything on there is homegrown. Obviously, the chicken was nothing to do with us, but everything else, am I right, Jeff?
Yep, everything.
Everything else we grew. So you've got some kale there. We'll start sort of at about 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's kale. 12 o'clock is roasted collie. Then
Nice.
2 o'clock or 1 o'clock is roasted rosemary potatoes, both of which we grew. What's below that? Oh, garlic.
Garlic
Sorry,
and
we
red
didn't
onions.
grow the garlic this year. Normally we do. Below that is mange two. In the middle of the
Mange
clock is beetroot. And then
Lovely.
at 6 o'clock is broccoli. So there we go.
Oh,
I've never
glorious.
understood mange two. Is that just lazy? You can't be bothered waiting for them to grow to proper peas. Is that what mange
Well,
two
it
are?
feels like it, but no, effectively. But it does feel like that. And actually, we grow them together. And Jeff's always like, I don't know if I'm picking too early or if I'm picking too late. I don't know what this is.
So I'm confused by it, but I just enjoy eating peas off the pod, and that's it. They never get to our table, the peas.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
They
well, I
never
was
do.
going to say,
Who believed we're talking about vegetables? Who believed we can be talking about that? You know,
With
if
such
We've got
you
that
just said this
age.
to me when I was 30, I'd be like, you what?
You're not
Can I show
Sorry,
you?
we've got a bit of a
Jeff, look
at the
sun issue
sunlight.
there.
Yeah, but that
That's
looks
what it's
amazing.
beauty.
That looks
It
amazing.
makes you look almost heavenly.
It does,
doesn't
to be
it?
fair.
It's like you've been blessed almost.
Oh,
That's
We
it.
haven't got bunting
So,
though. So to be
Obviously,
fair.
I know we have. We're a little gala going on here.
And we also have my veg patch. Can I just talk you through what I've got here and maybe cast your
Yes,
critical
please.
eye? The rear there, I've got some peas. Now, you probably can't see them now. I don't have made a
You've made
schoolboy
your
error here.
massive
This is the
schoolboy
first
error.
time I've ever grown vegetable on this massive scale.
That's an excellent setup there. That's very good. That's very good.
Well, I figured that peas grow tall, and then I kind of went down in
Yep.
height. So the next,
Go
you've
and
got
pull some up.
sprouts.
Go and pull some up.
Should I come and pull
Go on.
something up?
Go on, pull a little carrot up.
I
Come on,
think
Steve,
the carrots.
do it.
I think
Go on,
the
go on.
carrots
Show off
might
your,
need-
show off your wares.
Right. Can we still see me? So I've got my peas at the back. I've got
Yeah.
my sprouts. They're not ready yet. They're not ready. I've got some cauliflower. Still not ready. Leeks. I think they'll be ready in about. I'm looking at 2025 maybe. How long? Can I just ask you? In all seriousness, how long does it take for leeks to grow? They're forever.
For what?
Leeks.
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 Yeah, they take a while, but they'll sit in
Yeah.
the ground for
No,
ages.
but also when they're ready, yeah, you can leave them in and pick them when you want to eat them. However, beware of the rabbit.
Right.
That damn rabbit. They love it.
Oh, do they?
The curse of the
Oh, I'll have to
were-rabbit.
be careful. Now, here we go then. I think
Right,
it's
go on.
time I thinned these out.
Come on,
because-
give us a carrot.
Right, ready?
Show
Let's
us.
see where we're up to. I genuinely thought I was picking a whopper. I looked at what looked from the top. Right, let me bring this round so the camera can see properly. Which camera are we on? Which camera? Right, the big one here, this one here. Right, look at that, right? I bring it in. Look, from the top, it looked like it was really bigger. That's
Listen, mate. It's what you do with it that counts.
absolutely.
It is. But also that's the joy of growing. You never quite know what you're going to get, and you're never in charge. Mother Nature's always the boss. So
Go on.
Well,
Go on,
it's
do
going to
it.
be a very disappointing Christmas dinner in
It
our
won't
house this
be.
year. That's all I've got.
Go on.
Anyway,
Treat yourself. Oh, you grew that. You grew that.
hey, to
best
be
carrot
fair,
you've ever eaten, surely.
do you know what?
Yeah.
Zoe, you're absolutely right. That is really, really nice.
See?
There you go.
So who's the better gardener
Oh yeah, good
out of the
question.
two
Well,
of you?
I'd say that neither of us are good gardeners.
No.
We're just good at vegetables. We don't do our own garden. We're rubbish at that.
Yeah.
I'm the grafter. He's the boss. Is that fair?
Oh yeah, Zoe. If I go on the allotment on my own, productive wise, I get, in a couple of hours, I'll do a bed. Zoe will go on for 2 hours and she'll do like 4 beds. she's like
A machine.
I call her a dad's name sometimes because her dad's a real grafter,
Yeah.
and he's like,
He calls me
like
Graham.
they call her Graham because
It's fine.
she'll have a hammer and a nail hanging out of her mouth. You know what I mean? Whereas I'm the one who kind of doesn't do all that kind of stuff.
Well,
Yeah, but you looked amazing, Jeff. I saw a photo of you like when we were all in lockdown, and you were there on the allotment. You'd grown a tash,
Yes.
right, in honor of your dad, and Zoe had taken this photograph of you, just like looking like you're just in this idyllic country life. You looked stunning.
Yeah, well,
Sorry, our dogs are having a bit of a play in the background. Sorry about the racket.
Oh yeah, we're going to meet Ron
I
in a
was
minute,
so
aren't we?
hoping they're just
We'll
going to
bring him
run.
over. I'll go get him while Jeff's chatting.
I was hoping they're going to run across the screen then with the rest of your roast dinner in between
No.
its mouth. How did you first get into the gardening then, Jeff? Can I just? Is it like?
it was quite simple, really. We had a garden in a place where we lived down in Essex, in Saffron Walden, and it was a really big. Sorry, I'm just going to get that flare out of the way. It was had a big, an open patch at the bottom, and we just decided to kind of grow our own, and that was literally it. And we learned so much in the first few years. We learned that pigeons like brassicas. We learned that pigeons like everything. So it was a really interesting.
Rats with wings.
Rats
Pigeons.
with
Wings. You're
yeah.
never more than 2 foot away from a bloody pigeon in the country. It feels like a bit
Yeah.
like
So what-
rats in London.
What's your biggest achievement veg-wise then? Have you grown like monster carrots, monster veg or anything of any kind? A
Do
huge
you know what I
cabbage?
think? A good achievement is having a good few years of growing stuff, and actually that's the joy of Mother Nature, I suppose. The joy and the absolute nightmare is that you never quite get a handle on growing stuff. Just as you think you know what you're doing, she absolutely wipes you out, and you have a crap year. We're good with brassicas, it appears.
Yes.
However, watch us have a terrible year next year. So you just don't know, And tomatoes, we're all right with those.
We are. We're good.
But
Can we just both ask you quickly,
yeah,
what's it like being in work?
Yeah. What's it like? What's work like? Tell us about work.
to start with, I'm not really in. You're in much more than me at the moment, aren't
Well,
you?
do you know what I will say? One thing is that I keep trying to get rid of that flare that keeps going through. It is the safest place to work. We're still adhering to 2 meters, and Emmerdale want to do that throughout.
Yeah.
So, but it's a very isolating experience. You're in the dressing room on your own. You do your own makeup. You do your own costume. Everything's like, it's so bizarre. Nobody's doing anything nobody can do anything for you. So you have to take everything on set.
I mean, you have to carry your own bags and everything. It's appalling.
No, not like it was in my day.
That's just the limit, isn't it? Unbelievable. No respect for the British actor these days.
You have to get your own water.
Outrageous.
I mean, what's going on there?
I'm thirsty.
I tell you what we're going to do for you, beautiful people. We're going to send some of these strawberries direct to your house. That's what we're going to do, and hope that compensates in some slim way.
Right then, are we going to do this?
Well, I thought just very briefly, just because I'm lucky situation having 3 Emmerdale stars here, right? I thought I'd just get a little bit of the gossip on other cast members in Emmerdale, right? By asking you this question. What we've been going through, right? What we've been going through, right? Is a bit like apocalyptic. We'll say the word because I can't say it.
Apocalyptic.
That's it, right?
Well done.
All the world's come to an end. So I want you to imagine if the world had come to an end and only the cast of Emmerdale were left, right? Who are you allocating what jobs to? Who's your leader for a start? I don't mean actual characters here. Let's talk outside of characters because we all know what the characters are like. But who would be a leader from the cast of Emmerdale?
That's a really good question. You've gone quiet.
She didn't say Jeff.
Yeah.
She didn't say Jeff at all, did she?
To be fair, he would be a choice. Sorry, the dog's.
Is that Ron?
That's Ron. Ron.
That's the new little addition. That's the new cockapoo. You would be a great choice, Jeff. You are just the calm, silent authority.
Yeah, you think so? You backing that up? You think Jeff would be a good leader?
Absolutely, yeah. I would have been no good. I was
there we
far
go. Who would be the one running around in hysterics, just panicking and thinking, "It's all going wrong. It's horrible." Not
Mark
necessarily in that voice.
Mark.
The fact that you laugh means that you totally
That
agree.
is so true. That is so true.
Sorry, Mark.
This is a good question. This was suggested by our director over there, Jim. He said, "Who would you eat first?" Right. So there's no food left. Who looks like the big? You know what I mean?
Nick Miles.
A good bit of chunk on him.
Nick Miles.
Well, I'm going with you, Nick Miles.
Well,
Yeah. Because he eats well. He eats well.
Oh,
So
you are what you eat.
You are what you eat. Yeah.
He's going to taste absolutely brilliant because he only eats at Michelin star places.
He's going to have like a Michelin star rump. You can just taste the quality right in there.
Oh dear. That's great. Now then, we're going to have a brief break now, and then we're going to come back with our special quiz that I've adopted. It's called Play Your Carrots Right. Carrots. I still can't say it right. Play your carrots right. We're going to start with this little beauty. Right, and we're going to go through heaviest. We're going to go higher or lower, starting with the carrot.
Yeah.
Right, and basically, I'll give you the world records for vegetables. You've got to try and guess whether the world record for whatever vegetable it is higher or lower than the previous vegetable.
Excellent.
Let's have a quick break, and we'll come straight back to the wonderful Zoe and Jeff.
Yes, it's true. It's been tough. It's been tough for everybody in the industry. And, normally I'm gigging every week. I'm gigging midweek. I'm gigging midweek weekends all the time. I'm out there.
Midweek weekends?
Midweek weekends. That's like between Wednesday and Saturday. So like Thursday, Friday. Quite often I'm gigging Wednesday right through to Sunday. And suddenly that's gone because my usual venues are shut. So I've had to be creative. But I think it's important to keep those creative juices flowing, like don't stop the flow. My motto is, if music is the food of love, I'll play on, you guys feast. I'll create the background music so your love can thrive. But yeah, I've played some interesting places over these last few months. Really interesting. But I think people have enjoyed it. Go ahead and pump! Yeah, go on number 4. Go ahead and pump! Get your hose out, go on, pump! Fill your tank. Go ahead and pump! All right, boy. Go ahead and pump! Ow! Welcome back to Steve and Tom's Garden Party. And if you have only just joined us, we are currently on with Jeff and Zoe, Kane and Rona from Emmerdale. They're here. Hello, guys.
And they're about to play the fabulous game show that is Play Your Carrots Right.
Play your carrots right.
Better then.
Can I just say, Tom, the little interlude you did there with the Go Ahead and Pump, that's been the nemesis song for my son at the moment. He's been racing through his grades in lockdown.
He plays drums.
That's the one thing he's done through his the lockdown has been a really brilliant thing for him.
Drums, yeah.
But Jump, the song, which
it's really hard,
is a really difficult song because of the time sequences that change in it. So he's like pulling his hair out because he can't get it. He's gone through.
We were gigging together. We could have taught each other
There
so
we go.
much.
Well, if you need a drummer, you know where he is.
That's it.
Anyway,
And he
stop
looks
banging
so
on about
cool as
it.
well.
We're in the middle of the quiz here. See what I did there?
Hey.
Right.
So we're going to begin. Here's the carrot, the noble carrot. Can I just say, because I spotted this in the facts, the longest carrot ever grown was grown in Britain, right? Guess how long it was. Have a guess. Have a guess how long This is just crazy. Think
Longer
crazy
than yours.
Longer than mine, yeah. Slightly longer than my carrot.
Longer than we've ever grown.
6 foot.
6 foot? Are you mad?
Not a bad guess, but you are way off.
Way off. 4 feet. Even more way off because way you're off. 20 feet.
What?
20 feet, 5.9 inches, 6.245 meters of carrot.
What?
That's a whole lot of carrots.
How do you even... They must grow them on the side. You can't grow that.
You'd have to roast that, wouldn't you? You'd have to roast it.
Yeah, the size of the pan. The size of the pan.
To roast it for a week.
Just ridiculous. Yeah, just in stages bringing it along.
Right. Are we ready then? Come on.
So the heaviest
Let's
carrot.
play.
The heaviest carrot. There we are. It's 10.17 kilograms. 10.17 kilograms. So from the carrot, you want the potato.
The rules are.
Oh yeah.
We will start with Jeff.
Oh.
If you get one wrong, we go to Zoe. And you've got to guess higher or lower. And the one who's still standing at the end, who's still answering and answers the last card correctly, is the winner.
There's no conferring. It's
there's no conferring. You're playing off against one another. And we were going to ask, we were going to ask, like...
Think of a forfeit. You need to think of a forfeit for the other person.
About, like, what the other person's going to have to do.
Private,
back to that.
Obviously.
Well, yeah, it can be absolutely whatever you want, yeah.
Yes.
Publicly, we'll say, you're making tomorrow's tea.
Yeah.
Think of a public one, yeah. I'll put a pizza in the oven for you.
You're making
We all
tomorrow's
know what
tea.
that means.
Secretly, you can look after me brassicas later.
So are we starting with ladies first? It should start with ladies first.
Yeah, okay then.
Okay, Zoe. So 10.17 kilogram for a carrot. The potato, the noble potato, higher or lower than 10.17?
In
The
UK
largest ever
or
potato grown.
worldwide?
Worldwide.
Potato
Largest ever
higher.
grown.
Higher.
Higher?
It's lower.
Lower?
4.98. 4.98.
Jeff, you're in the game now. You're on to sweet potato. Sweet potato, higher or lower than 4.98?
Lower.
Lower, you say. It's 37 kilograms.
37
kilograms.
Zoe, you're back in the game. The kohlrabi.
Yeah.
What?
I knew I'd say it wrong.
I've got a couple.
Kohlrabi?
We've got some on the allotment if you want some.
Have you got some? What?
Kohlrabi, mate.
My dad used to make them. I used to call them kohlrabis, but I realise now they're called kohlrabi. Is that right?
Kohlrabi.
Kohlrabi.
Yeah.
I do prefer a kohl. I like a
Right.
kohlrabi.
Sweet potato to kohlrabi, higher or lower than 37
Well,
kilograms?
Rabi will be lower.
Lower, you
Alien
say.
fruit is
Higher.
what was yours? It's higher. 43.98
We're
kilograms.
rubbish at this. We're terrible.
That's some whopping kohlrabi.
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 Right, okay, here we go. We're moving
Kohlrabi.
on. So we go from kohlrabi.
To leek. Higher or lower than what was that? 10 point, what was it?
43.
43.98 kilograms.
Higher or lower, leek?
This is
It's
intense.
frozen.
It's lower. It's lower.
It's lower. It is lower. 10.
Lower! Lower, you say.
10.7. Cauliflower. Higher or lower? 10.7
Cauliflower,
kilograms.
higher or lower than the leek?
It's higher, obviously higher.
Oh, yes.
27.48 kilograms.
You're on a roll, you're on a roll.
27.48 kilograms. The cabbage. Very similar to the cauliflower.
They are on a, yeah, they are. They're on a par.
Steve, can I ask what type of cabbage it is?
That
please?
looks like a Savoy.
Is that a
Yes.
Savoy?
It's
Certainly isn't a picture.
I mean, is
it's
it
either a Savoy,
is it a
it might be a Hilton.
Say what you think.
Is it a round
Could be a
cabbage?
Savoy.
I think that's
it's
a Savoy.
Then it's the
It was
cauliflower.
a
It's,
massive cabbage. It was massive.
It's
the
the massive
cauliflower.
variety.
Tom.
The cauliflower's higher.
So it's lower than the cabbage.
Cauliflower-
cabbage
so
is
it's
lower.
Oh, lower than a cauliflower, you say?
62.71.
Oh, Zoe, you're back in the
You've
game.
got Zoe. Very
Nearly at the
confusing
end.
this. Right, here we got turnip. The turnip.
Oh man,
So
that's
higher or lower?
something we rarely
Higher or lower
got.
than
That's going to be
62.
lower cabbage.
Lower. 17.7.
Oh, and
The
final one
Swede,
for the
which looks
game.
very similar to the turnip, but was a different.
Final for the
research.
game.
Higher.
Higher. 54 kilograms.
Yay!
Zoe, you win whatever glorious prize you would like.
Don't worry,
from your lovely
I know
husband.
what it is.
And you're
Keep
making
that
tea
between
tomorrow night,
yourselves.
Jeff.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Well, we want to thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
Go on.
No, that's fine.
All the
Because
very best.
I always make tea anyway.
Oh, well.
No.
Same old,
I'm
mate.
fighting
Same
for
in my
it.
house. Yeah. Well, it's
I'm
been
out for-
absolutely
I'm out
brilliant
for
seeing you.
two.
Pardon?
Of the allotment,
Say that.
obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, obs.
Yeah.
Obs. Listen,
Oh.
thank you so much. Thanks
great
very
to
much
see
for
you.
joining
Take
us.
care, guys.
Take care there.
See you guys. Bye.
Brilliant. We're doing the classic waving thing, mate.
We are, aren't we?
Zoom calls.
Wave.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye. Not you lot, because we're nearly at the end of the show. Before
Yes,
we
we are.
finish, we've got our challenge, Tom.
Yes,
We've
we
got our
do.
challenge.
Yes,
and we'll
we
come
do.
to that after. Should we have a brief break?
Let's have a short interlude.
Can't even tell whether she's laughing. That's the only problem. It's getting the feedback that you miss the most. Getting the feedback. Here we are. Here we are now. You see, the traffic lights. The traffic lights used to be a nuisance, not anymore. To me, they're an opportunity. Here we are. Here we are. Here's one for you. On your window. Your window. Here's one for you. Two monkeys in a bath. One says to the other, ooh, 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 ooh. The other one says, well, put some cold water in then. You having that? He's having that. He's having that. Do you hear about the crab that went to the seafood disco? He pulled a muscle. He's laughing. You see, that's all I need. That's all I need. He's laughing. He's laughing. It's made my day. It's made my day. It's made my day. It's all I've got. It's all I've got left.
So, almost the end of the programme. But before we do, we thought we'd challenge each other.
Yes.
So, as a thought, what's the forfeit on this?
Well, the forfeit, you're going to find out very soon. But let's just remind you, if you've enjoyed tonight and you can just spare a little bit of money for an amazing cause. You can see just up in the screen that we're raising money for Hope for Justice tonight. So if we've cracked a smile or you've enjoyed any of what we've done tonight, please can you give to this incredible charity? It would mean so much to us.
Absolutely.
But to end this show tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little challenge. We've all been doing Zoom quizzes, we've been doing online competitions, anything to kind of keep our competitive juices flowing. So we thought the best way to end this show is for Steve and I to go head to head in a challenge in the garden.
We should stress how competitive we both are.
Very much
Right?
so.
We need to stress that.
We should
because
also
neither
stress-
of us wants to lose this.
I played
Although
cricket all day yesterday and I'm already stiff and I'm probably going to be horrendous at this.
the
That's my
loser
disclaimer.
has to sing us out at the finale, right?
So I'm hoping
there's
I
a lot
win.
of people at home certainly hoping that you lose on this.
Now this little friend from the 70s is going to play a starring role in this final challenge. What we're going to have to do is we're going to space hopper down the garden. You get down to the bottom end, you have to do like 5 spins with your head down to make it a bit like dizzy penalties, and then you have to space hopper back through the finish line. We're going to time each other doing this. We've already had a go at this, and it's really hard.
Where's our protective gear?
Oh, yeah. So we're going to get kitted up and ready for it. You can watch us make absolute fools of ourselves, and whoever loses has to sing out the show. Whoever wins gets to get a drink and get in the hot tub.
Can I just say, child's helmet still fits. I have a tiny, tiny head. If you've been fiddling with your controls on your on your computer thinking, something not right with the perspective here.
That really is the size
really
of his
is. That
tiny,
is the size
tiny
of
pea
I
head.
have to lean slight. I have to go that close. So my head becomes the same size as yours. It does help us socially distance. If we notice, we maintain at least a metre apart throughout all this because of my tiny head.
Right, we're going to do some warm-ups. We're going to get ready. Whilst we are doing that, just watch a little video.
Right.
Well, quite often I like to think that even though it doesn't look like they are engaging with me right there and then, it's all about planting that seed. And even if that seed doesn't bloom until they've gone away, and then they think back onto that night and they think, yeah, yeah, that was great. That guy was actually really good. And the song that he sang, it spoke to me in levels that I didn't understand until after the event. Go ahead and pump! Yeah, go ahead and pump! 40 PSI, give it some pump! Go ahead and pump! Oh yeah, give it some. Right,
Here we go.
here we are, we're ready, we're
Who's going
willing,
first?
we're
Who's
able.
going first?
Well, we need to find out who's going to go first. So basically what's going to happen is, this is the finish line here. We have to space hopper down to the bottom end there where the garden patio area is, do some spins, come back through the finish line.
5 spins. 5 spins with a
5
tennis
spins
racket
with a
on your
tennis
head.
racket on your head.
Right, to decide who goes first, which hand's the carrot in? Tom, which hand's the carrot in?
Are you going to hide it?
Oh, I'll tell you. Right, you ready? Which hand's the carrot in? Are you going for, oh, hang on, who goes first? Whoever chooses right or wrong?
Well, they get the chance to, it's that one.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, right. You can
you
go
going first?
first. You can
I
go
go first?
first. Yeah, you can go
All right.
first.
Grow, my beauty. Right. So I start off from here then, yeah? Come on,
we
we're
need
cheering. Come on.
Lots of
Give me some
encouragement for
here.
Steve. All right.
Wait, who's doing the countdown? You're doing 3, 2, 1, go? Are we having
2, 1.
go? Oh, come on, right. What?
He's already down. The mine's down.
It's a lot of
What have you done? Mike's
I
fallen
dropped all
off.
my packs. Oh. I've put my back out. I put my back out. Right. 4 times. 1. 3.
Steve, you are so going to be singing this song. Where's he gone?
Yes, come on. Come on. Come on.
Come on, Steve. Come on, buddy.
I thought he did it. Yes.
Oh my word.
I thought the helmets would just be for a joke, but you need it, mate. Honestly. Oh my word. What was my time?
What's
Is it a
time?
good time?
51 seconds.
That's a good, respectable time, that.
You are definitely singing this song. Right.
Right, you ready to go, then?
I'm ready.
Go! Come on, Tom. Oh, he looks a bit casual. He did that very casual. There's the wobble. That's the bit I was waiting for. Right on the back. Come on. Come on, lad. Come on, lad. You're 20 seconds to get. Is he gonna win? He's gonna beat me. Chuck something. Get the horse pipe on him. Get the horse pipe. I can't even. It's not working. I'm chucking them.
Come on.
How's he doing? How's he doing? What's he stopped? What's he get? What's he stopped? What's stopped?
Get out.
What a time.
There is no way that is my score.
I think you can knock 2 seconds off it. What was mine? 50. Was I 51? Yeah. So you can knock. I'll let you knock.
No, that means you've won.
I know. Either way. I just want you to have some dignity at the end of it all. Actually
How did you win that? That is ridiculous.
It's harder than you think, though, isn't it?
Oh my word.
It's harder than you think. Oh my word. Right. So that means I win. I get to go in the hot tub. Yeah.
Get it cranked up.
Right.
Right.
Crank up the hot tub. Tom.
Let's finish this show off.
From the West End. Here's Tom from the West End. West End Tom. Are you going to sing us out with a big finale?
I need a
Feel
drink.
free to join in at home. Everybody join
Give
in
me
at
that
home.
drink. Right. You all know this. We've picked a golden oldie, so we want you to sing with us. Oh dear.
Sing with us. You've got to sing happy birthday and wash your hands.
I know, the words are coming on
dear.
the screen. This is like what happens at the end of a garden party, isn't it? You start pumping out the music, all the classics, everybody sings
Crack
along.
open the drinks. It's Sunday night. And there's no work
Oh,
in the morning.
days.
For comedians.
Come on,
and actors.
get in the hot tub, Steve, that's your prize. I was tired of my lady.
Oh, that's
We've been together too long. This is the
what
wrong
is it?
choice. She's not just over there like a worn-out recording. Oh my
Like a
word!
worn-out
Of a
recording.
favourite song. I love you, darling.
Songs right.
So while she lie there sleeping,
Sorry, you did what?
I read the paper in bed on my phone.
Oh, dear me.
That's what we do. In the personal columns. Ooh, there was this letter I read. Here we go. If you like pina coladas.
Oh, yes.
Are getting caught in the rain. Oh, harmonies,
Oh,
go on,
I like
Steve. If you're not into yoga,
I don't like yoga.
and if you have half a
I had a yoga
brain,
teacher. Bend over backwards for anyone, my
if
woman.
you like making love at
As long
midnight,
as they're not got work in the morning.
in the tunes of the cave,
What?
and the love that you looked for, come with me and escape.
Oh, everybody!
Woo!
Yeah, listen, we'd
Sorry,
like to
that
thank
was probably a
everybody
bit
for
loud.
joining in. Thanks to our especially invited audience, our families.
Thank you so much. Please do not forget to donate. We want to raise as much money as we can for Hope for Justice tonight. But we want to thank everybody who's joined us. We thank you if you've sent a live message. We want to thank you to who was on before. Who was on before?
I'd like to thank
Sam
his
wasn't
physical
with us,
instructor
but
for
Meryl
getting
was
him
with
into this
us.
shape, ready for this broadcast.
Jeff and Zoe, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
But thank you for watching. We hope you've had a good time. We hope you had a laugh. We certainly did.
Do you know what?
Well, if you like this, if you want us to do it again, let us know. If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, let's get in the hot tub, Steve.
I am gonna. Don't worry, I'll take the packs off.
Did you do this with the
Very
fruit
worried
and
about
veg?
them.
Did you do this?
One of them.
Look at that.
That was just a bit of
Absolute
just
filth.
something for the dance. It was something for the dance.
I'm the one that you're looking for. Don't take your mic in, Tom. Woo! Party on! Party on, Wayne. Have a great week, everyone.
Here's one for you. Christmas. What do ducks like for Christmas? Come on, kids. Christmas quackers. Are you having that one? Are you having that? Hey!
Maxwell, pump! Go ahead and pump! You gotta pump, pump! Hey, how you doing? Oh yeah! So tough, extra creamy.
Testing, 1, 2. So what do you do for a living then? What do you do for a living? Don't matter what you do. Here's one for you. I seen the Italian guy in the restaurant. He's died recently. It's very sad. He passed away.